Breast milk, you made my day.
The girls are getting it done and the boys are back in town.
Season 2 of The Boys is finally aired, and Amazon only gave us 3 episodes this time, but we're gonna break them down because there was a lot to talk about.
I'm Levita Josue.
I'm Antonio Ache.
And this is Comrom, where we do nerdy reviews with the occasional booze. Season 2 started off strong. We witnessed Black Noir assassinating Naquib, who only had on-the-nose terrifying explosion abilities, because Homelander wanted to prove that other nations were a threat.
They then used this news to comfort the ignorant masses that were there at Translucent's very public funeral, showing us once again that Vought International is masterful when it comes to spinning a story.
While the world is foolishly mourning the death of one of the pervious people with powers, the boys are hard at work making the best of their situation as persona non grata. Huey and the newly minted Citizen Starlight are still meeting up to work together, but their relationship has seen better days.
The Deep is actively struggling to come to grips with his position out of the 7, and is finally smacked in the face with several personal realizations, only after being interventioned by some weird Fresca-sponsored cultists and singing to his stomach flaps.
You are so beautiful to me.
The casting of Giancarlo Esposito was pivotal in this role. There are a few people that can frighten even the mightiest heroes with merely their words. That's right, he can be Mr. Edgar and he can play Moff Gideon in a galaxy far away, but we're still gonna call him Gustavo. We are really eager to see what this character brings to the table and how he can avoid getting his eyes fried out like Madeline Stillwell did.
We've met most of the 7 so far, and even a couple replacements, which according to that storyboard that they showed for Dawn of the 7, which in all honesty couldn't be more obviously the same logo that they had for Man of Steel. Lamplighter, who is reportedly played by Shawn Ashmore, dude who is apparently in movies just to learn all the elements so he can be the next Avatar. And the Wolverine masked Mr. Marathon, who we don't get to see because of course Homelander killed him. Speaking of the horrible things Homelander has done,
Homelander, while trying to connect with his newfound son, decided that pushing him off a roof will do the trick to turn on his flight ability. Of course, this doesn't work, but when witnessing his mother in danger, Lil Ryan tapped into his abilities and his Anglo-Saxon ancestry and let Homelander have it. It was amazing to see and makes us all the more curious to see what else he'll do in the future.
Over the Hill with the Swords of 1,000 Men, or more aptly titled, Peeta's Nightmare, was the most interesting and 3rd episode of the season so far. The Deep is the main cause of death for yet another sea animal, and he fails to stop the boys from getting away.
A-Train would have been the obvious way to catch up to the boys easily, but he's still not back to full power thanks to his usage of Compound V.
But they do catch up to them, and right before Homelander makes Starlight kill Huey, the female's brother steps up to save the day, and then he dips.
Stormfront caught up to Kimiko and her brother and used purple lightning to fry everyone in that predominantly black high-rise, and then lived up to her comic counterpart by dropping some demented and racist lines before killing the brother.
Except for the last 20 minutes of the 3rd episode, Stormfront seemed like she could have been one of the lesser evils. But at this point, she just jumped to the 2nd worst person on this team. The only reason she's not a number 1 is because Homelander is creepy as and racist. You gotta organize your horrible characters accordingly.
And this show pulverizes that paradigm more than they cover their cast with blood, which is a lot. Every episode is a funny, gory, superpowered thrill ride, and we're only 1/3 of the way through the season. We can't wait to see what's coming next, but you know we have thoughts.
When and why is Lamplighter coming out of retirement?
What is Homelander going to do with his son, and what's he gonna do with Starlight?
When are we gonna get to see Homelander and Stormfront throw hands?
Let us know who you think would win that fight down in the comments.
Make sure you give this video a like, and if you haven't already, hit the bell icon and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing that we got coming, because we're definitely gonna break down the rest of the season.
I'm Levita Josue.
I've been Antonio Ache.
And this is Comrom, where we do nerdy reviews
with the occasional booze.
The boys are hard at work. Me.
That was great. The Deep is the main cause for the death of yet another sea animal and fails to stop the boys again.
Every episode is a funny, gory, me.